welcome everybody. I'm Dr. Carlos De Leon, and I'm here with a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Nicole.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Dalby, and I am a holistic health coach and a fitness coach.
And you're also working on what right now?
I'm studying to be a personal trainer as well, so doing all of that all at one time.
And it's pretty amazing because everything that you do as a life coach, you're a fitness coach, you're becoming a personal trainer, is really to benefit others. I mean, it's good to have all those titles, but really the benefit for others is going to be amazing.
Well, and that's what I love about it. I love helping people, and to me, I think my day gets better when I know that I've empowered somebody and taught them to take care of themselves instead of just handing them gifts or handing them, a magic pill. It's teaching people how to change their life.
And there are people out there that actually need that help.
Yes.
They know what they want, but don't you find sometimes that it's hard having a plan for it or coming up with a plan?
Not only the plan, but I think I've learned that one of the hardest things is people don't make themselves a priority. So they know
Absolutely,
they should drink more water, they know they should exercise more, but they're not doing it. They know it because they're not making themselves a priority and they're not taking the time to do it. So I think that's the hardest part.
That is tough.
Yeah.
But it's good that there's people like that, like you out there. So if you guys need a life coach, you need somebody to help you in that direction of how to take control of your life. Talk to Nicole, right? What's a good cell phone number for them?
303-847-2184. You guys can text me or call me anytime.
Awesome. Well, and I hope they do, because I know you're a great
Carlos.
person and you're a great asset for anybody who's looking to make those life changes.
Sweet. Thank you, Dr. Carlos.
All right, so let's talk about, as a life coach, I know health is essential for you. You teach it, you live it. Now you started coming to the office. How long ago now?
Almost a year.
Right?
It'll be a year in March.
And how do we meet you?
So I met you guys through Orange Theory Fitness when I was working over there, and I came to one of your events and I heard what this was and what you guys were doing, and I was like, I have to sign up immediately. Came in.
I know, and that was the best part of our day. So, all right, you came in. What health issues were you dealing with?
So at the time, I didn't think I had too much going on except for lower back pain. Because I stand at work a lot as a coach and working at the front desk. I'm on my feet a lot. So I just assumed, I think most of us do. That's normal. Lower back pain, you don't get rid of that, achy at the end of the day. You just deal with it. I think a lot of society has that mindset. You put the pressure on your body and just one of those things, got to deal with it. So that was what I was dealing with, and I came in and found out that I had a curve in my spine. And within a couple months of coming in and getting adjusted, it was amazing. I'm standing for 10 hours a day at work, long time. And I had no lower back pain. And I came in and I was like, this is amazing, Dr. Carlos. I thought that I was super healthy and I thought I was all the way there. And then come to find out I wasn't. These adjustments are what's keeping that, moving and keeping my whole body feeling good.
And how amazing is that we know that when you came in, definitely healthier than most of our patients. You're at that high health level, but just getting adjusted just took you to that next level even more.
Yes, well, and I notice it now. So I come in once a week for adjustments, and I notice I come in every Wednesday, and starting Monday or Tuesday, I start to notice it, my neck and my back, and there was one time I went out of town, I went 2 weeks without an adjustment, and I could totally tell. Right. So you can eat well, and you can drink all the water you want, and you can work out, but this is so important. It's so key because your structure of your spine is your entire body. Right. So no matter what I'm putting into my body, if those nerves are getting pinched and my spine is misaligned, it doesn't matter how much I'm exercising or working out or eating. My body's still going to feel unhealthy if I don't have that alignment.
And you mentioned something, you're like, okay, I can start to tell when I need an adjustment.
Yes.
And that's something that a lot of patients or a lot of people that go see chiropractors, they start to realize. And the best part about that, your body's becoming more self-aware.
Yes.
Self-aware of the things going on. And when you get to that level, now you start to realize, okay, now that this is happening, now I need to do this.
Yes, and I love that you say that because a lot of people I work with as a health coach, I always put it in this vision of, I think we all start living in this haze, and we think that's normal, in this haze. And then once you feel better and you come out of that haze, you had no idea that existed, and now you know it exists. Your body's constantly trying to get back to that once you get out of that haze because you know how good you can feel.
Exactly, and your body always wants to push you towards the direction of better health, better quality of life.
Yes.
Because hey, if you're doing everything you're doing, you're helping people, and you get to do it without pain or without any sickness or disease, I believe that's going to bring you to a whole higher level of happiness and joy in this life.
Yes, absolutely. And like you said, not only are you becoming more aware, but I think our society is so based on get sick, take care of it. Get sick, try and take care of it, try and cover it up. Instead, take these actions to prevent it. That is so much more beneficial, and it's so much easier in the long run, coming in and doing this, preventative work, this maintenance work to keep you in line, so you don't even have to worry about the get sick, take care of it part. You're already ahead of the game.
Oh, absolutely. And I love your mentality, because that is really what takes one person. You take somebody, say for instance, your age, right? They exercise, they do all these right things, but if the mentality is not there about prevention, then one person is going to continue being healthy while the other one is going to end up developing all these different types of conditions, and they're not going to know why.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'll never forget this, Dr. Carlos. The first night I came in and you gave your presentation to me when I was getting signed up, you asked me what the definition of healthy was, and I said somebody who's not sick, somebody who doesn't have disease, and you said that's a good guess. But think about it, if you have a disease that's building up in your body, you have no idea. You think you're healthy, and then one day something happens, you have no idea. So actually, you told me that health is the way your body recovers and the way it's functioning properly, because we don't even know what's happening underneath. So that to me was such a huge eye-opener. It's like prevent it, stay on top of it, so you don't have to worry about that one day when it's all crumbling and you have to, play catch up to get better.
Oh yeah, and it's so much easier that way too.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna enjoy life better, and we all have somebody in life that we can kind of picture in our minds. Like for me, is watching my aunt, who for years dealt with diabetes, and all the doctors gave her was metformin. They gave her other drugs. They gave her insulin shots, to the point to where she developed neuropathy. She got an infection in her foot, so they had to chop it off. Kidney failure. And at the end of life, this is something that just impacted me a lot, and which really gets me motivated to want to teach people more about how to take care of themselves. Is my mom one day, a few years ago, she called her and she's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm excited. I get to go visit you." And she's like, "Well, I won't be able to see you." And my mom was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" She's like, "I won't be able to see you because I just went blind." So months before she passed away from diabetes, she went blind. And when you think about that, you're like, well, why not take action? Why not be preventative? Why not just allow your body to express health, so you don't go down that route?
Yes. And I love that you tell that story, because I think our society, one of the things I learned in my health coaching school is what I like to call the thumbtack theory. So if you think about it, when you sit on a thumbtack, you don't cover it up with a Band-Aid. You find the thumbtack and you pull it out. But our society, like you said, your aunt was taking all of these drugs, and our society's been built on that. We get a thumbtack, we cover it up with so many Band-Aids, all of these drugs, all of these medications, instead of finding the thumbtack and pull it out, find the cause. A lot of that is that chiropractic care of keeping your spine in alignment and making sure that all of your body's functioning well. That's the cause. That's that thumbtack. You pull that thumbtack out, you don't have to waste the money on the Band-Aids and all the prescription drugs. You pull it out and figure out what the cause is.
That you mentioned that, it kind of reminds me about the movie about the Matrix. Remember that movie, right? When here's Neo, and then he's sitting across from Morpheus, and Morpheus pulls out two pills, a red one and a blue one, right? And so we know that if we take the red pill, we become more aware of what health is. Whereas if we take the blue pill, we remain in a constant haze, like you said, and that's our life. So what do you think is the biggest thing that's keeping people from really taking that red pill and wanting to take action?
I think it's a couple things. I think, like you said, that second phrase, wanting to take action. I think a lot of it is we need to take the responsibility. And a lot of society says, "Oh, it's not your fault. Don't worry, society's against you." And we play victim. So I think the number one thing is that people don't want to take responsibility and say, "This is my health. I have to do this. My doctors aren't going to do it for me. This pill isn't going to do it for me. I am." So that's, I think, the number one thing is making yourself aware that you are responsible and you have to take action. And then the second one is loving yourself enough to make yourself a priority. I have so many people who want to take the action, but they make everything else more important than themselves. Their kids, their job, their family, their dogs, their pets, their friends, and all that's more important than them. So they don't leave enough time in the day to take care of them. And that is so important. You've got to prioritize yourself and make it known that you are important enough and you are the most important. And, you know, one of my favorite quotes is, you can't pour out of an empty glass.
Nope.
You can't take care of everybody else if your glass is
That's a good
empty.
one.
So fill up your glass first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really do, and I see that a lot too. Very common in women,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Especially ones that are
Caregivers.
moms,
Yep.
caregivers. Yeah. Because they're so focused on everything else around them that they forget about themselves.
Yes.
But one important lesson that my mom taught me growing up, every once in a while she would say, you know, what do you think is going to happen to you guys? Because she was a single mom, so it was me and my 3 brothers, and she would always say, what do you think is going to happen to you if something happens to me? And now it's like a big eye opener. I'm like, well, I hope nothing ever happens to you.
Yeah.
First off, you know, but it just opened my eyes to see, like, wow, here's a woman. She works hard because she cleaned houses 2 to 3 every single day, Monday through Sunday, so 7 days a week.
Wow.
But she taught me the importance of taking care of one's body, because if her health failed, then yeah, it would be us, and who knows what would have happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you got to take care of yourself, so you're going to be there for everybody else that you take care of.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure.
So what do you think is one of the first steps people could start to take to really start making a change in their life?
So first, there's a lot, and it kind of depends on where you're at. But I think the first thing is we all should take the time to make ourselves a calendar appointment.
Oh, yep.
And what I mean by that is, so let's say you schedule your gym time, or you schedule your work, you schedule this, you schedule this. So one of the most important steps, I think, is maybe 3 times a week, look at your calendar, and you just take an hour and you schedule it for you. And whatever happens in that hour can be so many different things. Maybe it's, all right, I'm going to research, some more exercises that I want to do.
Yep.
I'm going to start meal prepping. I'm going to start this. I'm going to talk to some nutrition professionals, or whatever it is. But I think the first step is making sure you have that time. So then let's say somebody calls you, says, hey, let's go to lunch. You look at your calendar. Hey, that's my me time. That's my hour. I'm going to set that lunch date for afterwards. So that way we automatically are disciplining ourselves to take that time.
Oh, I love you mentioned that. It's like kind of when you're driving your car, you got those solid yellow lines that you can't cross over, and that should be that time that you set apart. Solid yellow lines, so that no matter what happens, yep, I got that covered.
Yep. That, and then I think the second thing is to figure out your why. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people think, oh, well, yeah, because I should be healthier. Well, because it's good for me. No, that's not a good why. Nope. Your why needs to be your deep down reason for wanting to change. Because if that why isn't there, you're just going to be doing changes for everybody else. So that first block of time, that first hour, maybe should be figuring out what is your why, and what are you working towards? Is it to, your emotional support, or your mental health, or your physical ability? You want to be able to run, whatever it might be, figure that out. Yep. And then once you figure that out, once you are pushing yourself and you're challenging yourself, you always bring it back to that why.
I love that you mentioned I call it the big why. The why in people's lives, because how many times has anybody, you probably know people that have made this New Year's resolution, man, I want to have this amazing body, I want to lose X amount of pounds, but yet when it comes down to it, they're like, at the end of the year, well that failed.
Yep. Because their why was January 1st.
Yep.
It wasn't an actual why, it was just a date on a calendar.
And hey, heck, does it feel good? Do you feel good when you look good? Absolutely. But the big why isn't, hey, I just want to look good. It has to go deeper than that. Why do you want to do it? For me, when I look at why I take care of my health, I want my family, my patients to take care of their health, is because about most people in my family that I can think of, my grandmother dying of a stroke, my uncle having a heart attack, my aunt that I talked to you about, other family members that are dealing with health issues. That's something that I know is a pitfall that can be avoided.
Yes.
So my big why for helping people is because of all that. Maybe I couldn't be able to help them, but you know what? Everybody else I come in contact, I can help them.
Yes, and I think too, a big thing in this profession, in any profession, when you find your passion, I am a firm believer that you share that with the world. So whether it's health for us, or whether it's painting for somebody else, or maybe it's you know, dragons, or I don't know, whatever your passion is. I truly believe we were given that passion, and it is your responsibility to share that with the world. So whatever that is, let that out and let that share. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about this, because you can't keep that bundle up. You got to share that. Yes, and share that with people. And the more people we get passionate in this world, sharing their passion, that's part of health too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Getting out there and sharing who you are and what you're all about.
That's exactly right. And with more people getting healthier, with more people taking action, then we start to see a positive impact in the world. Because poor health, how many people have you met that have been angry, irritated, don't want to know anything about anybody because inside they're suffering? And so, when you start getting that when you start getting better health, and you have people out there that are wanting to help these people, then we can start making a change in this community.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty amazing.
Fill up your cup and we'll fill up everybody else's cup.
I know. So why do you continue to exercise, eating right, chiropractic care, filling good things into your mind? What is driving you to do that?
So a lot of things. First and foremost, like you said, I feel so good, and I think a lot of people try and do this. They can lose weight and look good and be that picture magazine.
Yeah.
For me, I feel so much better. Like, I notice if I don't get enough sleep at night, I'm grumpy the next morning. When I don't get my workouts in, you know, I get crankier. So for me, it's about feeling good, because I think a lot of us play cover up, and we cover up those symptoms. We go, oh, I'm tired, but I'll push on. Who wants to go through life like that? For me, life is way too short, and we weren't meant to muddle through life. To me, I think one of the quotes that I just read, and let me see if I can say it the right way, is the rarest thing in life is to live. Most people just exist. So that's why I do it, is to live. Because when I take care of myself, I live, and I'm passionate, enthusiastic. I'm not just existing in this world. I'm not just living day to day waiting for my next vacation. I want to enjoy every day and live it out to its fullest. And I think taking care of yourself enables you to do that.
Yeah. And that big why that you have right there is what's really, I feel, is going to really take you, not just doing this for maybe a year or 2 years, but really extend it to the rest of your life.
Yes, that's the plan.
and that is the biggest difference, I feel like, is what you start doing today, that's really going to set up for tomorrow. And I know people get busy, and they have work, they have family, they have all these other things.
Yes.
But you can do things on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't have to be huge, but just need anything. Maybe instead of eating a burrito, right? Maybe you decide, well, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some, like a chicken breast or broccoli, right? But it goes back to what you said. You got to plan it out.
Yes, and one of the other quotes, I'm a big quote person. One of the other ones I love is, no matter how slow you're going or how small of steps you're taking, you're still beating everybody else on the couch. So, you know, there are people that come into the gym where I work, and they're like, I can only be here for 20 minutes. I'm like, you're here. You're here. 20 minutes is awesome. If you get up and walk for 10 minutes a day, that is so much better than the alternative. So people think that they have to start way up here with this huge big picture. No, start with the little things. Even if it's just drinking 2 more glasses of water every day, and that's all you do for the first week. Awesome. That in itself, celebrate your success.
Yes.
Because I think society's like, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. No, I did this. Like, I drank 2 more glasses of water today, and I'm going to celebrate that. That was awesome. Because then you have the confidence to go into the next day and take on another challenge.
I think we're so programmed in this society to where we can't celebrate those wins, right? You have to be able to accomplish everything, or else you're a failure.
Absolutely.
But when you start looking at it differently and say, you know what? No, I did great because I got this accomplished, or I did this. Then life takes on a whole different meaning, and you become more optimistic. Your outlook in life, it just changes, and I think that's what we need to start doing, is focusing on the wins that we do get to, that make us feel better and help us push towards our goal.
Yes, 100%. I always work with my clients. I think we're always shooting up here for that realistic, unrealistic expectation. Like, I'm trying to grasp it. It's like, no, where are you at right now? Be in the moment. Like, I'm here right now, and I'm doing this, and what can I do right now to make right now better? And then tomorrow, it's going to happen. But that's way out in the future. I'm going to focus on where I'm at right now and how I'm changing my moment right now in the present.
That's awesome. And it's great, because once people start living in that with that mentality, that all I have to do is just a little bit at a time, make sure they schedule it, and celebrate the wins, things are going to happen.
and get a buddy, get an accountability buddy, get somebody to cheer you on, get somebody to complain to. Man, I just ate this salad and it was disgusting, but I ate the salad. What can I do tomorrow? Like somebody that you can bounce that off of, somebody who can support with.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's going to be the biggest form of success is making sure someone's there to give you that support when you feel like you're not strong enough.
Yeah.
And also to, like you said, get the ideas, right?
Yeah.
Because we do need help. If you're suffering with a condition, or maybe you want to lose weight but haven't been able to, or whatever it is, then you got to go outside yourself.
Yes.
And really, and just take that first step.
Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. We don't have to do it all by ourselves.
Yes.
Most people think we do. It's totally okay to ask for help.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nicole, for being here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Carlos.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back in next time, all right?
Definitely.
All right,
Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys next time.